That is not a stock shot. It's a picture-perfect day here in Southern California as we get set for Pacific Classic Day at Del Mar. 11 races on the card, beautiful weather. The humidity is gone, a nice breeze off the Pacific Ocean, and we are set for a good gambling card this afternoon. I'm Kurt Hoover. Tom Quigley is my guest. And Tom, don't want to harp on it too much because he's not running, but the story is nice just coming out of the Pacific Classic. It changes the whole kind of feel of the day, really, but it's still a great gambling card. 5
stakes races on that 11-race card. 3 of them Breeders' Cup winning year races as well. So certainly it took a little bit of the luster off the Pacific Classic, but we've got Fierceness in town, who ran a great race in the Breeders' Cup Classic over this main track. Of course, Journalism tackling Older for the very first time. A lot of good gambling races on today's card, Kurt.
Let's dive in. A lot to talk about. Race number 1 tips things off, 1 mile on the turf. What do we do to get the day started?
Kurt, when we go through these 11 races, I'm going to talk a lot about how trainers and owners manage their horses. And specifically in race number 1, my top selection is going to be number 4, Doc Bovey. If you looked up the pedigree for Doc Bovey, this breeder breeds back the dam to the same sire each and every time. Doc Bovey has about 5 or 6 brothers or sisters. They're all full brothers and sisters. They've all won going 2 turns on the turf course. And I think last time out in Doc Bovey's debut, that was just basically a prep race, an educational run to see what they had underneath the hood. And I think they found out that they have something pretty exciting, because although Doc Bovey was never in the race, he certainly showed some interest late and galloped out with Run as Well. Now he goes 2 turns. Mike Smith and Richard Mandela do very well together. I'm a little surprised, Kurt, that Iron, number 9, is the current 2-1 betting choice. Iron is a runner I do not like. I don't think there's a lot of early speed in this race. Because of that, Kurt, my second selection is going to be the first-time starter from the Michael McCarthy barn, number 6, Nick's Code. Nick's Code has shown some early speed in the morning workouts leading up to this, including 2 workouts back when he was working in company with Journalism, who he spoke about is going to run in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Because there's not much pace in the race, I'll give some respect to Nick's Code. But I like a lot of horses on today's card. Doc Bovey is definitely one of them. Number 4 in the lid lifter, my top choice.
Only surprising thing is Nick's Code is not by Nick's Go. You would have bet $1,000 if you saw that name. That's a Nick's Go. It's not. It's an honor code. I like another horse. I thought the 8 De Capo ran really well in the debut back at Santa Anita in March. Some traffic trouble, didn't break. Finished up like a horse who's going to really like the 2 turns. And my man Paco Lopez is in town riding a couple horses for John Satter. I went the 8 on top. The 7 horse Never Ambling for Phil D'Amato for second. So 8-7 in the opener. On to race 2. Tips off to pick 4. A field of 10 set to go. 16 non-winners, 2 life.
This is where a price play comes into action for me, Kurt. And I'm not sure we're going to get the morning line of 20-1, but as you peruse the past performances in race number 2, you'll see a lot of 3-year-olds in this field, kind of cheap horses at this level of their career, already at the $16,000 non-winners of 2 races level. My top choice, drawn near the outside, is number 9, Curry, who's a 9-year-old. Let's face it, being a 9-year-old gelded son of Cycloton, you could basically put this horse anywhere. This horse has early speed. This jockey doesn't get many opportunities, but I think she's going to run big today. The second place finisher in Curry's last race came back to win a $25,000 claiming race. I think Curry drops out of much better company, gets off the rail where he was last time out. I'll put Curry on top at a big price. I also like Coach Cronin. Not sure what type of shape he's in because we haven't seen him in the afternoon since October of 2024, but he takes a drop down in class. He broke his maiden for 50, which is more than most of these runners can say. I'll make it 9-3 in race number 2, Kurt.
I don't like Curry, the food, but the horse is okay. Curry, the whole thing, the smell, the food, no thanks. I'm chalky here. I thought Jaguar John would be very, very tough to beat. Comes out of better races. I love the outside draw. Rispoli stays on board on the drop. Typical has slow work after the race. I think he gets a great trip on the outside. So put the 10 on top of the 2 wild recruit 10-2. But I can see your case for Curry at a price.
And you do like Coach Cronin, right? You might not like Cronin, but you like Coach Cronin.
But I like Mick Cronin. Correct. Yes, I don't particularly like the horse, but I like the coach.
Coach Cronin is a horse player too.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, kind of flip flopping. So Coach Cronin's all right. Curry we don't eat. We move on to the 3rd race. Got a field of 12 going here. Another good gambling race, I thought here.
Anxious to see what you do with number 3, Brazenly, Kurt, because I'm going to throw him right out. And the reason why is I'd love to own Brazenly because over the last 2 years he's earned almost $200,000.
He's an ATM.
Exactly right. Run him every couple of weeks and he gets a check. Radar Rob is obviously one of the best guys in horse racing, so I'm rooting for him. But sentiment is for suckers. Again, I'm going to go to the outside, Kurt. I'm going to take a look at number 10, Anan. Anan last time out ran a really good third to Kings River Knight. Actually pressed him early, then backed off, and then re-rallied. Didn't change leads, but I thought it was a monster effort. One subtle thing that happens today with Anon is he adds Lasix back on. I'm going to talk a lot about that in later races today, but I like when horses go back on Lasix. I think Anon is certainly a factor in race number 3. I also get a little love to number 1, Prince of Delmar. What a bad beat last time out, losing to Kanani. Kanani came back and won again, earning a Beyer speed figure of 84. Flattering Prince of Delmar, inside draw, improving Beyer speed figures. I also respect number 2, Winning Patriot. You picked Winning Patriot last time. I completely missed the break, had no shot. I'm willing to give him a chance as well. But I'm trying to be brazenly by using number 10, Anon, and number 1, Prince of Delmar. I'm
going to do something I haven't done the entire meet, and that's saying something, Tom. I'm going to pick a 30-1 shot.
Chrome Flash?
No, Freeport Joe.
Okay.
I have been chasing this horse. He's finally where he should have been all along. Cowbreds on the turf. You look at his form, and it's very muddied up. He's been facing infinitely better horses. He got beat 3-4 lengths by Kings River Knight. He's a very, very hard horse to ride because I've tried him a couple times. He gets rank, he pulls, he fights the rider. I love this rider getting on board because if you watch his races back a ways at Golden Gate, this rider gets along with this horse. I think he'll make a late run. Even his race in San Francisco Mile last year, got beat by Lamas, Air Force Red, and Balnikov. I think this horse is going to fire today, Tom. I don't know if he's good enough, but I know he's going to be a giant price, and I've been chasing him, and I think he gets a good trip today. So I'm going to try and blow it up.
Can you imagine if Curry wins race 2, Freeport Joe wins race 3, what that pick 5 is going to pay?
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll have it.
Hopefully we're on the right page there. So I'm going to go the 4 on top, and I love the way Vodka won. He looks like a horse who's the light bulb has gone on with him. Kent just somewhere riding well. 4-6. Let's try to get a 30-1 shot home to spice up Pacific Classic Day. On to race number 4, field of 6. I don't know, a race to me to spend a lot of time on, Tom, because it looks like McCarthy or Baffert, and it's not in the pick 6. I don't know. What do you make of this race?
I'm trying to beat Baffert because although he was, I should say, she was the 1-2 beaten favorite last time out, she really didn't show a whole lot, and I know that being owned by My Racehorse, that whole group of owners probably had something to do with the 1-2 morning line favorite. Blinkers come off, which is a good move for the Baffert barn, but I'm going to try and beat Miss Trowler at a short price. I'm going to go in a different direction, Kurt, on the outside. Richie Baltas. One thing I've learned the hard way is when Richie Baltas rides Flavian Pratt, he means business.
Yeah.
Baltas does not do well with first-time starters, but this horse shipped over from San Luis Rey and has been training at Del Mar. The clockers like the way she's working. I'll give her a shot to upset the apple cart, but I also like, as you mentioned, Kurt, one of the Michael McCarthy runners. That would be number 3, Molly E. Michael does well. This is the Dams, does well with first-time starters. This is the Dams for Soul, and Johnny V's in town to ride as well. Paco, Flavi, and Johnny V all in town to ride. Must be a big day, as we well know. So I'll make race 4 6-3 in that order.
I went 3-4. I was not real creative. Mistral stumbled bad, lost all chance at the start last time, so I think she'll run better, but I went to Molly E, slight nod. 3-4 in race number 4. On to the 5th. Scratch the 1, Nassau's Last Hurrah. Scratch the 8, Full Serrano. I don't know if you can be more creative than I am, Tom. I don't see any way around 4-7 in here. Do you?
Slightly.
Okay.
I respect Formidable Man, and how can you not? He's 5 for 5 over this turf course. He loves Del Mar, as all of us do. But I do think perhaps there's a horse in here that could upset him because he beat him last time out, and that's number 7, King of Gosford. I talked earlier with the Richard Mandela training in race number 1 about how the trainers and owners are managing their horses. We're going to see throughout today's card, Phil D'Amato is managing his barn with his talented horses to get to the Breeders' Cup. And in my opinion, that's exactly what they're doing with King of Gosford. This is just his 3rd start in 2025. He's got that good improving Beyer speed figure pattern. Each race better than the previous one. When you take a look through the PPs and see when Flavian's in the saddle, he fires big time. I'm sure they have their hopes on the Breeders' Cup Mile. If King of Gosford performs well today, I'll put him on top. And, of course, Formidable Man, I'll make a close second. Kind of a coin flip for me, but I'll give the nod to King of Gosford.
I thought it was A or B, either or. I'm going to go 4-7 in the 5th race. 6th race, the Torrey Pines Stake, Grade 3 event, $150,000 purse. Tenma, the morning line favorite at even money. How do you sort out this field of 7?
Might grab a hot dog and maybe an adult beverage for this race, Kurt, because it's to me my least favorite race on the card. Simply because Bob Baffert has dominated this race. He's won the Torrey Pines 3 of the last 4 years, and it looks like he's got basically the 2 main contenders here drawn inside. Number 1, Tenma, number 2, Howin. A little bit unusual to see the workout pattern for Tenma. It's not the typical Baffert drill hard type of routine, just 1 bullet workout since that effort in the Kentucky Oaks. That race, by the way, produced 3 next out winners. But I'm going to go with the other Bob Baffert runner, the daughter of gun runner number 2, Howin, who beat Older last time. And conversely to Tenma's workout pattern, How Win, since that effort on August 1st, now has 2 bullet workouts since that effort out of the 3 workouts in the morning. Lasix was on last time. Lasix comes off this time. But I just think How Win for today might be the better filly. Long-term, Tenma, probably the more accomplished and talented filly. But today, I think How Win upsets the apple cart slightly over Tenma.
I veered off a different direction. I obviously respect the 2 efforts, but I sure like the way Almond Joy is going. Look, I know she's Calbred. I know it's a big jump in class, but Tom, you watched her last race. I mean, Kent literally sat on her for the last quarter mile.
She's won her last 4 in a row.
I mean, the number, I don't think the number does the race justice. He didn't let her run maybe a quarter of a mile. She's getting so good right now. Aggie Ordonez has done an excellent job with her. I know it's a big step up, but I think she might be able to be up to it. I put her on top over How Win. So I went 6-2 in the Torrey Pines. And again, this does kick off this afternoon's pick 6. 7th race tips off the pick 5. This is a really good gambling race. Might be, to me, the best betting race in the card. How do you sort this one out?
Kurt, I talked about races I like, and this is certainly one of them. In addition to race number 1, which I plan to gamble on, race number 7 is another race that I plan to gamble on, and it's for fillies and mares going 1 mile to turf, as you mentioned. I like the chances of number 2, Spicy Berg, from the Michael McCarthy barn. If you kind of dig through her past performances, she's a lightly raced 5-year-old mare, but all 3 career wins have been on the turf course, and maybe more importantly, once again, the re-addition of Lasix. All 3 of her wins came with Lasix on. Last time out, her running line looks like she bled. I like that Michael McCarthy still decides to stretch her out. He gets Ricky Gonzalez. They teamed up to win the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks.
Gonzalez riding well, too.
Yeah, particularly for McCarthy. They won the Grade 1 Del Mar Oaks with velocity. So at a price, I think Spicy Bug might be able to take them wire to wire. I like her today. I'll gamble on her at odds of 6-1. I also like the chances of number 5, who is Sneaker. Early speed, again, Lasix goes back on. She's been running in stakes races, can't use Lasix, but when you look through her form when she's using Lasix, she fires well. Unfortunately, all 4 of her career wins have come over the San Diego turf course, but I like her chances today because there's not a whole lot of early speed, and I also respect a filly that I know you like, Kurt, Hannah Buckle, who won for you last time when we did the seminar together.
Yeah.
But I like Spicy Bug on top to perhaps upset the field.
Yeah, I like 2 prices are almost equally. I had a tough time who to pick, Tom, and one is Hannah Buckle. I love the way she won last time. Her maiden was so good last year. Then the wheels kind of came off. The wheels went back on last time. She exploded. She won for fun. I think she can handle a jump up in class. And the other horse I thought at a price, Kinjani. Her race 3 back at the non-winners 2 condition was very good. Then she was eased. Then she just kind of ran around the track on 1 mile and 3/8. I think she's better going a mile, and she's going to be a price. So I went to 1-8 in this afternoon 7th, and I could have gone either way on top. Good gambling race. 8th race tips off the late pick 4. Take out 10, 11, and 12. Tom, I thought Miss Kona ran sensational first time out. I think she's going to be very, very tough to beat. Little concerned if she didn't show any speed, but man, was she rolling late.
She really was. If you didn't watch the race, go back and watch the replay because very impressive. Peter Eaton also does well with career second-time starter. So I respect her. She's getting an extra half furlong to work with as well. So I put her second, but I do think there's a first-time starter who might be able to upset her, and that would be the filly drawn right outside of her, number 6. God bless her. Luis Mendez does so well with these 2-year-old colts, fillies, and geldings, and I like the fact that in her most recent workout on August 23rd, she outworked Nick's Code, that first-time starter we spoke about in race number 1 for trainer Michael McCarthy. It was a three-horse gate drill, and she drew inside and basically put away the company, including Nick's Code. For a 2-year-old filly, that kind of caught my eye a little bit. Also, the Dam won her debut at Saratoga, granted in a maiden special weight race, but it was on the Saratoga turf course. This is her first foal, but there's a little bit of precocity in the pedigree as well. God bless her, is drawn right outside of Miss Kona. I'll make race 8, which kicks off the 50-cent late pick 4, 6-5.
Yeah, I put Miss Kona on top. Thought she ran really well. I thought Danzig Daisy ran well. The filly who beat her 2 Sass is a pretty nice filly of Sam Scolamari. She's entered tomorrow in the stake, and this horse is trained well on dirt. So 5-4. In race number 8. Okay, on to the 9th race. Man, is this a good race. The Green Flash, this race has come a long way, Tom. And when it first started out, it was kind of an afterthought race. Right. It was just kind of an added little stake. Now it's a graded race. You get a big field. And for people who don't know what it's named for, it's not named for a horse. It's named for the effect when the sun goes down over the Pacific, there's a green flash. If you don't believe it, watch it sometime.
I've lived here 35, 40 years. I've never seen one yet.
I have. It doesn't always happen, but that's why it's the Green Flash. There might have been a horse named that, but it's named after the sun going down. All right, what do we do in the Green Flash, Tom?
With all that hype about what a great race it is, Kurt, unfortunately I landed on the favorite, number 10, Motorius.
He's a really good horse.
Not only is he a really good horse, but again, we've got Phil D'Amato managing this horse with expectations to go in the Breeders' Cup. This is Motorius' just second start in 2025. more importantly, although he's the 125-pound highway, which concerns me a little bit, he loves this Del Mar turf course. He's had 4 starts over it, including 2 wins in the Green Flash Handicap the last 2 years, and he just missed in the Breeders' Cup Sprint race last year. That's the race they're pointing to. He's going to fire big today. He's got plenty of speed to run at. I could go in a lot of different directions if I was trying to complete the exacta, but I'm just going to keep it simple and single Motorius on all my multi-race exotic tickets.
One thing is for sure, Tom, they are going to fly early.
Correct.
Book Smart is one of the fastest horses on the grounds. Wound Up is one of the fastest. I mean, they are going to rock and roll early on. I respect Motorius immensely. He's just a really good horse. I picked him second. I'm going to take a little price shot here with the 2, No Nay Hudson, in town here for Wesley Ward. I thought this horse ran giant last year in this race. Ran third, beaten less than a length by Motorius. I thought ran very, very well. I thought he had a decent race at Pimlico. I saw this horse schooling yesterday, Tom. He could not have looked any better. Blake Keep, Wesley Ward's main man, was with him. And I said to Blake, I said, who is that horse? He said, that's No Nay Hudson. I said, wow. And he said, yeah, he's doing really good. And I think, Tom, he's going to get a great trip because he's not going to be in front, but he's going to be up close behind all those fast horses. So I thought it a pricey to look, and I love Kimura on a horse like this, getting that kind of trip.
12-1. I'm never going to talk you up a horse that you like at that price.
210 for me in the Green Flash. All right, the Pacific Classic. All right. This is going to sound funny, Tom, but the scratch of Nisos has really thrown me off. Not that I was going to single him. Follow me on this. I thought with Nisos and Journalism in the race, one of the 2 was going to win. I thought it was A or B, okay? So you should say with Nisos out, you're going to single Journalism, but I'm not. Now I think it changes the whole way the race shapes up.
From a pace dynamic?
Yeah, the whole race kind of gets a little funky to me now. I mean, obviously, I respect Journalism. He's a really good horse, but I don't think he's a slam dunk. What about you?
I do.
Okay.
I do think he's a slam dunk.
And I can see that side of it, too.
I respect Fierceness immensely because his effort in the Breeders' Cup Classic last year was
Lights
tremendous. 45 and change, 109 and change.
Kept
he was
going.
the only horse to survive the pace battle, and he was battling late, even though he finished second. Maybe he's a horse for course. Who knows? Maybe he likes this main track. If he does, he's going to fire big with the scratch and Nisos. But I don't think he's the same horse this year that he was last year. As a 4-year-old, I think he's tailed off. It's so hard. I obviously was the 2-year-old champion. Then he was a good 3-year-old, but now he's a 4-year-old. I know they have expectations, and it's really a no-lose situation. They ship out here. If they win, they're in the Classic, and they're going to run over the Del Mar surface. But having said all that, with the weight break and the way that Journalism just tries hard every step of the way as they get closer to the finish line, I just respect Journalism too much today at the 1.25 distance. That weight break to me is very, very significant, irregardless of what pace dynamics change. There's other speed in this race as well, Kurt. Midnight Mammoth is going to go. Doesn't have the brilliant speed like Nisos does, but the pace will be honest, I think. And with the pace being honest, I think Journalism is kind of a slam dunk in the Pacific Classic.
I picked him. I did pick him on top. I just don't 100% trust him in his spot. So I picked Journalism on top. I actually put Midnight Mammoth second. I know it's a big class test, Tom, but a couple things in his favor. He loves this main track at Del Mar. I thought he ran lights out in the Gold Cup, and Skippy Longstocking's a real horse, right? That was not a mishmash race. That was a good horse, and he tried every step of the way. He can run all day. He's not real quick, but he's that steady. He keeps coming at you, right? He's going to fire. I don't know if he's good enough, but I know turning for home, he's going to be in the hunt, and maybe he can get it done. So I'm going to go 6-2. Fierceness is an either-or. I could see him winning. I could see him running third or fourth. I don't know really how to place it. For a small field, it's a very intriguing race the way it shapes up, Tom.
And Midnight Mammoth, owned by owner Jeffrey Singara. He's done this before with Blues, the Standard, and other horses. He's got a sharp eye. He dipped into the claim box for Midnight Mammoth way back when. He's turned him into a graded stakes winner. I'm rooting for him, and he's got a lot of ability. He tried hard every step of the way. Today's the day, though, for us to gauge how good the 3-year-old crop is, specifically as it relates to both Journalism and Sovereignty when they run against the older age group.
11th and final, if you're still with us. It's Del Mar Handicap, scratch to 2 and the 3. Gold Phoenix. Boy, I got to give the owners and Phil DeMott a lot of credit. Can't remember the last time a horse is going for a 4th straight stakes win. It's incredible. Just to run in 4 straight stakes, the 4 years in a row. So hats off to Gold Phoenix. All that aside, I think he's vulnerable here on the sentimental part. What do you do here, Tom?
I do too, Kurt. I think he's sentimental. He's the high weight. He's drawn outside. He's won from that before. But, you know, the 1 3/8 distance is so quirky, like you said, for Gold Phoenix to win 3 consecutive years.
Amazing.
This race, hats off to Little Red Feather and the rest of the owners. I'm going to use the 2 runners, Kurt, that exit the Eddie Reed. Number 4, Stay Hot. Number 1, Balnikov. I really like Stay Hot. I think he's got a lot of ability. Last time out, he had to kind of check or pause early. He lost all chance. Formidable Man, we spoke about a little bit earlier. a likely winner of one of the earlier races. And number 1, Balnikov. If you go back and watch the replay for the Eddie Reed, he kind of made an early move. He loomed up. He looked like he was going to be dangerous at the top of the lane, and then he flattened out. They switch over to Antonio Fresu. They drew the rail. I think they're going to be patient. He only has 1 win from his last 11 starts.
Could he get bitten race-wise? Could he become pack animalish?
I'm going to give him one more shot today, particularly at a price of 12 to 1. That middle move that he made last time told me that he still has a little bit of life in his legs. But I am, if he was the 6 to 5 favorite, I'd try and beat him. But at 12 to 1, I'm going to put him in my exotics. But I do like Stay Hot on top to close it out in the Del Mar Handicap.
I like a horse a lot here, another horse. I think Final Boss is getting really, really good right now. His race back in June at Santee, I bet my fill in the blank on him that day. First of all, I thought he might have lost the photo. It was very tight. Then had to survive a fairly lengthy inquiry, and they left him up. I loved his win last time, and he's going to be in front of the favorites. He's going to get that great kind of trip. I think he's getting better. I don't think that this will be a problem, so I'm going to go to that horse on top, Final Boss, the 8, and then put Gold Phoenix second in a good race to close out a very good card. Tom, happy gambling today. It's a really good card. The weather has cooperated, some big pools, and if you're right today, one of those days to me, Tom, you don't have to be right all day. You got to be right once or twice, and you can have a really good day.
It's a $4,000 live money tournament on track and also through FanDuel. So if a few of those contest players are right, they're going to walk out of here with a lot of money.
And they help the pools, too. More money for the rest of us to divvy up, hopefully. Tom, thanks for your time.
Happy Pacific Classic Day, Kurt.
You too, Tom. Tom Quigley has been my guest. Thanks to all of you for watching. We're about 34 minutes away from game time. I'll see you in the paddock in about 15 minutes.